Hello and welcome to November. We find ourselves on November 1st, 2022, and the energy is all about the what is and what's next. So we begin the month with the Six of Diamonds. We begin the month every year. When we land onto November 1st, we are in the river stream of the material world. We bring ourselves back to what is in the physical space. This can be the body, this can be your house, your home, your environment, anything that has material significance or impact, and primarily what reflects the inner journey you were just on. So as your inner state becomes something beyond you, that inner state becomes outer experience. And the Six of Diamonds often comes in sort of like a bolt of lightning that says it's time to see what is and to see where you're headed. So it gives you a bit of a karmic blast in the material world. So thinking about it from that stream, we're entering into the stream of the material within the scope of the numbers, which move from the ace to the king. So we're in the middle of this energy, in the middle of the stream. Means whatever started in the beginning of the stream, whatever you've been manifesting, has made its way into the world well enough so that you can see it. And so this can be associated with some pretty big milestone events, or it can be something a little bit more subtle. It might be something that drops into your awareness today. You feel a knowingness of something, or it can be bigger where there's a dramatic shift that's coming. You might know that a dramatic shift is coming. You might continue to feel the energy as it's amping up to something new, but you definitely have this awareness that something new is unfolding in your experience. Or something more of what is. It can be either way. The six brings with it surprises. The six brings with it a desire for harmony, a desire to bring harmony into the physical world. And if you have things that if you've been creating multiple pathways of things, they're going to want to merge into a single path, or you're going to feel the tension of them being different. It was interesting because as I was feeling into this energy this morning, I was thinking back to a time 20 years ago or so. It was in 2003 when I had made some big changes in the story of my health and my body, and I'd lost 100 pounds. And in the journey of losing those 100 pounds, I found myself on national television, sitting in front of Dr. Phil, sharing this story of my weight loss and how the weight loss really, even though I had changed my diet and exercise, my weight loss had been the result of deciding to love myself and to love my life just a bit more. And I had done an inner inventory and I began working on my shadow work. I'd been doing all of these things and I'd been diligent with it for a year. So beginning in 2002, I devoted myself to just absolutely falling in love with my life and understanding how I got here so that I could make some changes. So I remember that moment when that show aired and I'm watching myself sort of in a daze at what had just happened. There was this milestone moment where I found myself on national television. And all of a sudden had people email me, messaging me. People all of a sudden knew my name. They were reaching out and asking for support and asking for help. And it was in that experience, not necessarily the publicity itself that changed me, but having the people respond to that publicity, asking me for support, that completely changed my life. So while it was a big event for me, being on television was a pretty big deal especially back then. It was radically different from anything I had been doing before then. It changed the course of my life. It changed the course of everything. I became a coach. I ended up here. I ended up where I am now because of that moment, because that moment opened my eyes. And the reason this came into my awareness today is it was a similar feeling to this energy now. And in fact, it was this time of year that I was invited to be on that show. I was invited to be on the show, and towards the end of the year in 2002, I was on my way to go record the show, and it aired in 2003 in January. So it was this period of time for me where that began to shift. So I'm feeling that, many years later, the 20-year later mark, going, wow, look at how that's changed the shape of my entire life. And I feel a similar moment now. Now, I think it's coming in a little bit more subtly for me, but I can feel the impact of the messages that are coming in today are creating a big wave of change. There's a rippling of experience that I'm just now moving towards, and it feels really good. So maybe you have something similar in your story. Maybe there's a milestone moment that you can look back at it in your past and see how it changed the shape of things and sort of get an idea of what it is that this energy is wanting to bring forward. Especially right now, as we come to the close of this 6 energy year, we're feeling some of our last 6 energy days, right? Where we're coming into the 6 of diamonds. We're going to be experiencing some mental energies with the 6, and of course, emotional energies. And so as we're doing that, we're finishing up the cleanup of what was, integrating into what is, but allowing ourselves to now dream about what will be, because what has changed this year. Very internal this point of the year. There may be some things that we become aware of in the collective, but it's not as important as really what's happening inside of you. There are big shifts and changes and dreams that are ready to make their way up into the consciousness of your mind, so that as you move through this year, you're ready to start a brand new year with a brand new energy, moving towards what you want and not continuing to create what you don't want. So this is an important time that makes next year a lot easier. So I hope you really enjoyed this shift. I woke up feeling very different, and I imagine you felt the same, just a shift in consciousness, a shift in energy. And I love everything about where we are all headed individually, and then of course how that comes together collectively. So enjoy this November, enjoy this shift, and I hope you have an amazing day.